Is day 238 of the year of streaming and learning to code. We are continuing on here at Code Wars. All right. We are looking for yet again another new CADA for us to tackle. We are making our way, kind of skipping through level 6. It really hasn't been consistent. We've been on the hunt for shorter CADAs just because, due to our schedule and the days lately, it's been kind of atrocious trying to accommodate the stream. We're sticking to it, though. We are sticking to it. So, most completed, level 6, and something about fundamentals. Now, we could try and tackle some of the ones that we've skipped. However, we know the ones that we've skipped are essentially troublesome, at least at initial glance. Persistent bugger might be the easiest one to tackle, or playing with digits. But let's go ahead and check out your order, please, and counting duplicates. Let's look at this guy and this one. Now, your order, please, consists of... Your task is to sort a given string. Each word in the string will contain a single number. This number is the position the word should have in the result. Note, numbers can be from 1 to 9, so 1 will be the first word, not 0. If the input string is empty, return an empty string. The word in the input can only contain valid consecutive numbers. For an input is to this 1 test for 3a. The function should return this is a test. I feel like this might be a good instance or situation where it may highlight what am I looking for? The data types. Comparing more or less specific data types with the 2 equal sign versus 3. You know, you could just have a numeral by itself, like so. Or, since these have quotes, you could have a number inside of a string. So 2 versus 2 in a string would return equal if you use 2 equal signs. But if you use 3, it would recognize that they're different data types. One is a number or a digit, another is in a string. So I'm wondering if we could somehow manipulate that, do a comparator with 2 equal signs or 1 equal sign. Really, I feel like all we need to do is sort based off the number and then return the word as a whole in the proper place. This might be doable. This might be doable. Let's figure out what counting duplicates is going to ask of us. Count the number of duplicates. Write a function that will return the count of a distinct case insensitive alphabetic characters and numeric digits that occur more than once in the input string. So we're looking for repeats and duplicates as a whole, numbers and letters combined. The input string can be assumed to contain only alphabets, both uppercase and lowercase. Oh god, and sneezing. Dear God. And numeric digits. Oh, that's horrifying. There's probably going to be more of those coming around. What's the hurricane? Is it? I'm drawing a blank on the name of the hurricane. It starts with an H. Hurricane something. Raise your hand if you know. Harvey. Hurricane Harvey. Directly from my nose. Something about something. Examples. Oh no, I feel another sneeze. This is not good. Yes, yes, our emergency tissue. Good, good. That's ready. Example. A, B, C, D, E, 0. No characters repeat more than once. Fair enough. A, B, B, C, D, E, A, and B. So it's not how many times they repeat, it's if it repeats. A, capital B, C, D, E, A occurs twice and B occurs twice. Oh, you know what? I didn't even notice the lowercase b. The capital B totally stole the spotlight. Selective vision. My bad. So A and B both occur twice, regardless of case. Cool. Indivisibility. 1. I occurs 6 times, so it's just figuring out which character occurs multiple times. I'm pretty sure it's for each, index of, or something else that's freakishly similar. Indivisibilities. I, 2. I occurs 7 times, S occurs twice. A, 1, 2 things. ABBA, A, B, B, A. Each occur twice. Which nightmare do I want to deal with? I'm gonna, don't mind me. We're gonna sneeze up a storm. Think amongst yourselves. Death. Malfunctioning nose problems. Don't mind me. Just struggling to breathe. Nothing to see here. Slowly dying. That's all. It'll take probably another 40 to 60 years, depending on my bacon consumption rate, but aside from that... Little cat, what are you doing? No, no, no. Which Kata should we do? Tiny cat, which Kata? 1 through 9, sorting. Or... returning duplicates. You know what? I feel like since we can't tell the difference between the two, since they're somewhat similar... Oh, let's compare it to playing with digits. Okay. We are looking for... Oh, yeah, that one's awful. Definitely not. I'm not that clever. So we're going to do this one. We're just going to go down the list. Since order please and counting duplicates seem equally confusing, we're just going to go to order please. From the top, dive in. Day 1, no, not day 1, day 238 commences as we break new ground. Your task is to sort a given string. Each word in the string will contain a single number. This number is the position the word should have in the result. Note, numbers can be from 1 through 9, so it will be 1 will be the first word, not 0. If the input string is empty, return an empty string. The word in the input string... Well, wait, how do we tell if we have an empty input string? Will there be a 0? Or will there just be a 6 in a space? You know, I think they mean there will be nothing at all. There will be nothing. Okay, that's cool. Like this. Right? I think so. Definitely like that. Is this test A? This is a test, and something, something, something. So back over here. So 1 will be the first word, not 0. If the input string is empty, return an empty string. The word in the input string will only contain valid consecutive numbers. All right. For an input, is this test A? The function should return blankety blankety blank. Now, onwards. If we were a parameter called words, what would we want to do in this situation? Let's also get a feel for the second test. For 1, people 6, good 3, the 5, the 2. For the good of the people. Well, I feel like we should... Damn, I'm not even sure. I thought about reducing and maybe implementing a regular expression, telling it to look for numbers only. And then something with the index, we could tell it to spit it back out in that order. But I don't really like that idea. Function order words. What would I do in this particular scenario? Each number, each word has a number. And the numbers need to be sorted. If I... How do we want to do this? Variable equals string array, word array? We'll call it word array. Word array would be words dot split on the spaces return word array. Oh, damn. Oh my god. It's all the tags. So very close. Man Z, copy. There we go. Word array. That's going to return everything broken up. Okay. Expected. This is a test. Instead got is to this one test blankety blankety blank. There's no way to just sort them. It's not going to override and look at the numbers inside the numerical value, will it? I don't think it will. I don't even remember what's needed inside to sort something. 3, 8, no, that didn't do anyone any good. So from here, we've split them, run it once more. We've broken up our string into an array. Now we need to deal with just the numbers. To return just the numerical value if blank I'm piecing it together in my mind as of now. I think I want to push to a new string variable variable new string, even though this is an array, which kind of feels bad, but eventually we can join it with a dot join maybe. We'll get there. Dot join. I don't know. We're gonna figure this out. New array. We'll do that. New. There. Okay. That's easier to look at. Anyways, in my mind, if we are ripping everything apart, we have our string. We chop it up into an array. From there, if we set up an if loop, a for loop with an if statement where it will go through each character of each word. Will it go through each character of each word? 2 for loops? Maybe we need 2 for loops. So 2 for loops with an if statement. And if that character is a number, compare that. What would that be? Sort or reduce greater than or equal to, like the a minus b, then return that at the front of the string and then return the others. I feel like that's really excessive. Like, normally I prefer to break it down bit by bit, but I actually feel like for this one it might be far more beneficial to just use a regular expression, because even using a regular expression in this particular case, I still think would be straightforward enough where it really wouldn't cause any issues as far as the understanding goes. I've usually avoided the regular expressions because, especially like compared to the top answers, they're usually some ridiculous, scary one-liner that has nothing to do with anything, at least in my mind. Then there's usually crazy syntax involved, and it's just, I don't know what I'm looking at. Versus when I break it down like this, I know I can understand it, and others, basically even other people who don't know how to program, would be able to read this. Clearly, you're splitting something here, right? It's really straightforward, which is good for learning. But yeah, regular expressions. Let's. So what would I do if it were a regular expression? I would. Do I want to do the double for loop? Should I attempt the double for loop? We'll attempt the double for loop in the meantime. For variable I equals 0, something, 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 word array copy I is less than word array dot length I plus plus, curly stuff, for variable j equals 0, j equals 0, semicolon. This would be the length of word array I. Yeah, word array I dot length. J++. Curly nonsense. With an if, where if word array ij is equivalent to something to if it's less than or equal to, if it's less than new array if it's less than new array, do something. Push new array. This is wrong. There's an issue. This is where the issue is occurring. Having the double for loops isn't necessarily wrong. I don't know if going through character by character is essentially effective. I definitely think it's inefficient. I don't know if it's the worst solution. I'm very aware that it's not the best. But what am I comparing it to? What do I want to do? Once I'm looking at it, each word character by character, I want to see if this number is less than or greater than the following. If it's less than what's in new array. So if this number is new array or is 2 and new array is empty, I want to push that number new array push I blank. But if we're pushing that, we want something to occur. So if we're pushing it 2, if it's empty and we push a 2 in, then the loop runs again and it finds a 1. So when it finds the 1, I think we've totally blown this out of proportion. We want to what do we want to do? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 1, 4, 3. If we only return numbers, if we only return characters that are numbers, we can get rid of the second for loop. No, we can keep the second for loop. If it equals, if it's equivalent to a number, I think we can do data type. If it's equivalent to, I think just number. No? I thought number was a keyword or a data type or something like that. I totally thought that was a thing. Almost like a Boolean or any other keyword. Number. It's less than number. No. If it's less than new array. If that is blank, I'm just so confused. If new array dot blank, it will push this to new array. That getting pushed is fine. Like, both the for loops are good. Even this getting pushed to new array is fine, because that could further be sorted from there. My issue is this. It's the if condition. I know it is. And it's our comparator. What the hell am I comparing it to? Let's do return new array. Let's see what we get. Probably gonna be some terrible answer. I just want to see if it functions at all. Oh, I just did word array I. It's supposed to be if j is less than word array I. Or when j is less than. Run it once more. Okay. So here, this 1, 2, 3, 4 instead got empty nonsense. For the good of the people, blankety blankety blank. Emptiness should have returned empty. We are definitely... We're going to need to rethink this. Regular... Let's look at free code camp. Regular expression stuff. Or MDN. We'll try MDN. MDN, regular expressions. What's the one that resorts it? There's a method that makes like a copy of it and it reshuffles things. I think it's copy. I'm pretty sure I'm thinking of copy. Return. So yes, G, ignore I, and stuff. Regular expressions. Everyone's having a blast. Character sets. All fascinating. Examples. Cool. The following script uses the replace method of the string instance to match a name in the format first, last, and output it in the format last, first. In the replacement text, the script uses 1 and 2 dollars in front to indicate the results of the corresponding matching parentheses in the regular expression pattern. So we've got words with a space and more words. So that's what's happening inside of the regular expression. We have our string, John Smith, our first word, this guy, with a space right here, followed by another word, Smith. Our new string, we'll use string here, all of John Smith, dot replace RE. This is our regular expression in this format, following these two. Second first, comma, first word. So it would be Smith Number 2, comma, John first. Console log the new string. It should display Smith John. All right. That's mostly cool, kind of straightforward. Let's see. From here, we will want, how can we simplify this right there? We want return digits. Return digits. Fuck. You're clueless. Why do we always stream so late at night when we can't think? Although, you know what, we've streamed during the day. We're just as confused during the day. That's no excuse. Just awful 24/7. How would we do that for this? Let's close that. Let's close this. We've got regular expressions and this noise. Expected blankety blank. We have these numbers, and we're so close. Really quickly, don't mind me, I want to take this, in quotes, copy, don't mind me, just thinking outside the box here, nonsense, yes, good. That's what we have to work with. This, really, in an array, is, I mean, we can keep the quotes, but should be something similar to this. Quotes, you get a pair of quotes, and you get a pair of quotes. Okay, there's that. Very cool, tons of fun. This should be, this is currently 0. Current. That's currently 0. This is currently 1. This is currently 2. And that's currently 3. Alright, so that's what's going on there. Now, same thing, new or sorted, we'll call it new. New will be this, copy, paste, what is that, bracket? Yeah, bracket, followed by bracket stuff, and quotes for you, quotes for you, quotes for you, and you get a quote. Okay, cool. There's that. So, even though this is 0, it used to be 1. So, we'll call it now, not new. Now. Yeah, watch this. So now, 1 is here, and it is 1. That's just nice that the second element, which 0 indexed is 1, is also 1 there, but it will be 1 here, which is supposed to be 0. We can do index 0. You know, that way it's still straightforward. It's basically all this noise. Copy, nothing Nothing special going on there. 2 and 3, and yeah, that's good enough, and 3. So, blah, 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 blah. Now, needs to be, and we'll even comment this out. So, 0, 1, 2, 3, and so forth. Cool. So that's 1. 1 goes here. 2 is 2. That's 0. This portion right here, I need to figure out how to take its index value. I also need to compare the number that it has and is and make this conversion and put it in its proper place. So its index gets sorted like so based off of its value. That may have actually been the answer. I'll need to go through that again. But sort the index based off the value, which I know is what they said. I'm just mentally struggling with piecing that together. It's been a long, painful day. So 0, 3a is 3. And 4 is 2. So to do that, what do I actually need to do? This, similarly, copy, needs to be 0, 1, needs to be 1. Well, that doesn't really help, does it? Kind of redundant. 2, hold on. Let's space this out a bit. 2. I feel like this is, you know what this is? This is equivalent to in not even like kindergarten, but like preschool with the counting beans. You know what? I guess they still do that too, like kindergarten, first grade. The beans, and you count them, and or they're on the almost like an abacus, but a simple version for a tiny human that's young. Yeah, that's what this is. My digital programming counting beans. We are breaking it down, short of counting on our toes and breaking out the crayons. This is about as close as it's going to get. So current, now, this will be 0, that will be 1, that will be 2 and 3, this will be 2, this needs to be 1, this needs to be, you know what, and we can leave it 0 indexed. That's, well, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, leave it 0 indexed. That doesn't change anything, so everyone goes down 1. This needs to be 1. This needs to be 0. This needs to be 3. And that needs to be 2, which is essentially the exact same numbers that we have here. Needs to be, so that really didn't change anyone's day. That's why I didn't have this one before. I just needed to visualize that to make sure I wasn't crazy. I mean, I am crazy, but you know what I mean. More so than usual. Is 2. Alright, so what can I do with this? What am I actually looking at here? These dots are connecting to the following dots based off of Let's get that. No, we can have it above the number. Bastards. Alright, so what do we need to do from here? We need to do something relating to something. Not exactly helpful, I know. So currently, we have this. Current, we can even back this up. Current. Now, or after. Sorted? We'll call it sorted. 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 Okay, so with that said, current index, this is what it needs to be. So when it's sorted, it will be this, and their original index numbers are those. So what the hell's actually happening here? I'm almost certain this, not the stupid caveman counting bean version that I've set up here. Now I need to turn this into code. I need to strip the numbers down to just the numbers. That's what I need to do. I need to split the array, split it into an array, which is what I have. How should I do this? I should right below, so split into array. One, split it into array. Two, once I split the words into an array, then I need to just have the digits. Replace, reduce, eliminate. What's the term? I don't even know what the term is. Simplify? Sort? Filter. Filter. I need to filter. Filter out non-numbers. Three. What do I need to do? So after I filter out all the non-numbers, just having the values, I need to like print out their array or store the array. Store the array. I don't know if this is actually useful at this point. I feel like it's going to come into play later. Store the array. Store the current array. Index. So, store the current array index. No, that's not the, because that's just going to be 0, 1, 2, 3. I need to store what it needs to be. I need to, after I sort it, it's right here. It's the difference between these two. How do I tell it 0 needs to be 1, 1 needs to be 0, 2 needs to be 3, and 3 needs to be 2, and so on and so forth? I don't need to store the current array index, because that's already what it is there. I need to store what it needs to be. 2 would be 1. 1 would be 0. 4 would be 3, and 3 would be 2. That's what it will be. So I need to take the array minus 1. Fuck, I hate thinking. After midnight. Oh, I should be asleep. So I need to take the... I need to store the array index of what it needs to be. What it needs to be. This is awful. If anyone's wondering what this feels like death. 4. Who in their right mind would want to spend a Saturday night at 12:45 a.m. or 0:45 a.m. depending on if you're using a 24-hour time scale, which I mean like a clock, not the 12-hour to 12-hour, whatever. Screw it. What am I looking at? So, store the array index of what it needs to be. Minus 1. Minus 1. That seems weird, but if anyone's been following along till this point, they should be able to understand my insanity. 2, 1, 4, 3. 2, 1, 4, 3. 2, 1, 4, 3. So I can take the value of the current string. I need to subtract each index by 1. That's what I need to do. I need to store the index store the array index of what it needs to be minus 1. Okay, it's kind of long and wordy, but that still technically is exactly what needs to happen. So this guy minus 1. Technically, it's this minus 1, 2, 3. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Because it's the current... Fuck, this is all awful. I can see it. Thank God I have this out here. This is what my mind looks like right now. This bit. And I'm trying to figure out how to move these stupid pieces around. 4. Death. Once I have these in place, now I need to sort them. 0 should go first. 0 should go first. Then 1 should go second. So once I sort them, then I need to sort the current / needs array indexes index death. How is that happening? It's this transition. 3 to 4. 3 is the major hiccup. 4 is where it can really go wrong, because it's either all coming together or it's all falling apart. It's that transition. 3.5. Step 3.5 is death. That's what it should be. 3.5 is die. That's the current step at 3.5. They aren't telling you about it, but it's there. It's mocking us. 5? Is there a 5? I don't think there's a 5. Which also highlights how basic this should be. Just split it and filter the stuff and be done with it, right? Damn. Not right, left. God, who knows how many times I've said right tonight. But we'll just throw out a couple lefts just to cover our bases. Left, 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 right? Oh, fuck. Left again. Son of a... We're going to figure this out. We're going to figure this out, and if we happen to set the house on fire, well, you know, worse things have happened. Not literally today, to us in particular, but, you know, comparatively to human history for everyone. So we're splitting stuff. We have a place where we can store our information. Now we need to work on the sorting out the so to speak. Filtering all that fucking noise out. Something filter. For blankety 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 blank. What if we didn't do an if? If we do filter, it does loop through everything. And we could filter through each word. So I think we could get rid of our for if and filter out only numbers. If we filter out only numbers, we can push the current value to the new something. This reminds me, there was something where we had to do like a check and balance, and in the push, they had an equals. Do you remember that? That was like maybe a week ago. And it was the new variable. It was awesome. It helped like verify. They were pushing and verifying at the same time to the thing. And it was just spectacular. But I'm kind of drawing a blank on that. We can dig through our solutions if needed, but let's get rid of this for now. All right, we're getting close. And if we've spent so much time trying to piece this nightmare together, if we fall on our face, we can just Google it and call it a night. We always have that option in our back pocket, but we try to do our best in the meantime. So filtering removes the for and the if all at once. So that's already going to help streamline our current code. We can still push, but we're going to need to sort. And I feel like instead of telling it to push, we should tell it to like push that item to the specific spot. Which isn't really pushing, that's more of like a return or just an update. Damn. This is awful. Fuck. Everything sucks. Nothing specific, just everything. Okay. We've got our array. Obviously, those are its current indexes. This is what it needs to be based off of the numbers inside each. So once it's sorted, these are the original numbers, the original index values. 1 for this, up here, 0 for this guy, there, so forth and so forth. And once it's sorted properly, 1, 2, 3, 4, these would be its current index, yet again, 0, 1, 2, 3. right? The way left, the way the universe wants them to be sorted. So to do that, we need to split this into an array. From there, once it's split into, once the string, the whole string of confusion is split into an array, then we will filter out any and all of the non-numbers, basically just capture the numerical value of each string. And then from there, we will store the array index of what it needs to be minus 1. So after we have the 2, the 1, the 4, and the 3, we can either subtract 1 from each and then store it, or capture 2, 1, 4, 3 and store that into the new array value and then subtract 1 off of each. I'm not too sure. And then from that point, we need to sort it to the current array. This is awful. This is awful. This is awful. It's... You know what it is? It's an object with key value pairs. That's what it is. We are given something. I don't know if it's having a second array. New. It's exactly this though. But instead of the string between, it's a colon. So new array, we can do words. Let's have it be, again, it's basically just turning this into code. Let's do all of our fun stuff down here. Let's take function, copy, one, split it into an array. Variable. Let's call it current. Do we want to call it? No, let's call it words array. Word array? Let's call it word array. Word array. And let's also just comment out this noise. Okay, there's that. Good. So, function, other stuff. This will be words dot split. So that's the first thing down. The next thing to do is filter out non-numbers from each of these. We will need a for loop of sorts. We may have more variables. I think we will actually have 1 or 2 more variables, but we're going to come back to that. We're going to build this step by step. So there will be some stumbling involved. We already have a lovely for loop right here. Yes, good. Dance, for loop, dance. So for variable I, words array dot length I, for each one of the words, this is 3a, we want to filter through each. So word array I dot filter something or other. isn't it function with a parameter and a curly brace, and then there's a semicolon involved? Pretty sure that's what's supposed to happen. Not 100% sure. Let's also tab out a little, shall we? Filter, MDN JS filter array. Filter string or filter an array? I'm really not too sure. So the filter method creates a new array with all the elements that pass the implemented function, provided function. Filter function word.length. So filter.words, return value, reducing, slicing, shifting, value is greater than 10. This is bad. We're doing it wrong. We're missing a step. There's a huge flaw in our logic. We should have just gone the regular expression route. Should have just gone down the regular expression route. Filter. Was it function? We were just looking at it. We didn't even notice. Long words. Filter. So that's the value. Return value something. We want to push. So this would be current. Would it be current array? Or would it be something else? Current array versus something or other. Word I filter through. I don't think filter's going to work. All of this is flawed. All of this is terrible. I do think we could exchange the filter portion for a regular expression. Would that work? I don't know what to do. I'm so confused. My mind's been so overworked going back and forth trying to figure out such, I'm assuming, a relatively simple problem. But in the meantime, we had mentioned the multiple variables. I figured eventually at some point it would have gotten to be something like, or should have been variable, current, and that could have been an array of some sort to store stuff, and then also like variable sorted, and that would have equaled something as well to compare the two. But I think there also would have been a third variable called, I don't know, compare. Not a great variable name. And it would have been a key value in object for key values, or key value pairs. And here it would have stored this. 0 equals 1, like 0 equals, not equals, but 0 is 1, and is that a comma? I think that's how it's supposed to go, and then 1 is 0. Where'd it go? 0. Although now that I'm writing it out, I'm getting more ideas of how we could do that. We don't necessarily want to hard code it. We want to tell it how to think and process that. So this would really be like word array I for the blue, the key, and then we'd want it to be whatever the other value is. So 3 followed by 2. What is that? 2 and 3, and then 3 and 2. 2, 3, 3, and 2. And that's what that is. So compare current to sorted, and I don't know if it would be here or sorted or if it would be compared, but somewhere this key value pair would be something. It would be, maybe it would be both. Maybe it would be like current dot word array I dot something dot like sorted J or equals to sorted dot current, not compare. Maybe it would be current dot compare. Word I to sorted dot compare something. Super death. Super death. Maybe it would be compare dot sorted. Word, no, wouldn't be any of that. Sorted. I don't know, but I'm envisioning some terrible thing like this to read that, and it's supposed to do something, I would assume, but again, the simplicity of a regular expression seems so much more straightforward. So usually, that's what I was trying to explain earlier, is that normally spelling it out is nice and straightforward. But I feel like in order to successfully accomplish this, when it's all written out, I feel like this is going to be more confusing than if I were to use a regular expression. And I know regular expressions can be implemented very straightforward and basic, and I should probably be starting to use them more and more. It's just a lot of the answers and the way I've seen them used at CODEWARS so far, it's usually been these awful one-liners with hilarious syntax that I can't even wrap my mind around. So let's see what Google throws out. I can't even, after trying to process this, I'm struggling. So what would we want to search for? Your task is a sort of given string. Each word in the string contains a single number. This number is the position the result should have. If the input string return for input blank d blank, numbers can... I think that's what we want to search for. Copy. Fingers crossed. Come on, GitHub. Yeah. That was a fucking nightmare. Alright. Code a day challenge. So we've got 4 potential sources. Frankly, I'm willing to do whatever the hell they ask or suggest. Sorted.join, that makes sense on the spaces. Double for loop with an if. I called that. I'm telling you guys. Crazy person's choice. So how far off was I? Because clearly, I'm not that far off. Look at this function, one variable with an empty thing. They've got a variable to split it, which is what I have with a space. Literally exactly what I have so far. I have a for loop with which is the splitting of the length less than I++ directly into another loop. Aha, look at this. See, they've set up another. So they've converted, instead of, what is that? Mine was j equals 0, and then mine was the words. In my mind, it should be split. Oh, split I dot length. I wonder why they don't have a j. S length. That's so odd. Do they want to have a period there? I'm trying to come to terms with what the hell length is. I'm confused. S is less than S length, and then it goes up S++. This is an extra bit, just a semicolon. This is formatting that I haven't seen before. Usually it's broken into 3 pieces with semicolons. But they're not doing... You know what? Look at this too. Length equals split length. S length equals split I length. I is less than length. S is less than length. So it's just their whole for loop in general is kind of weird, but it functions. So then they've got their if. If does not is non. So if it's not is non, split I characters at S, which will be less than S length, and variable S starts at 0. If it survives this, so if it's not is not a number, God, that's weird. Double negative, double negative. Split I character at S. So they're hunting per character. Go ahead and sort parse int, which we never use. We've used it like 3 times over the last 238 days. split I character S 10 minus 1. So there was a minus 1 involved. Was the for loops, and then it's simply joining. It was this confusion. I was right. It was the whole if fiasco. They've got a weird setup with the length and the equal split length and blah, blah, blah. But this bit right here, the sorted join, we saw that coming. We knew that was going to happen. Because we tried to do sorted and then dot join after this, but it just came out weird. So we ended up doing join for one of our other CODEWARS a couple days ago. But anywho. What's the next bit? I do like this one. Even though I don't fully comprehend the if thing, I mean, I can piece it together. I can sort of see it. It's not completely outlandish. So what's this? Java. I don't think we're ready for Java. Return back string, and we're ifing. String length for int. J, who called it? Steven called it. My string I is equal to digit string J. Last array I is string J. Seeing all this is good. I mean, it's slightly frustrating because it shows that I was near the answer and circling around it. I'm frustrated at circling around the answer for so close, but there's also part of me that's glad to see that I was somewhat near the right track. Not that I was on the right track, but that I was near it. Class solution. Your task is to sort a given string. Each word in the string will contain a single number, blankety blankety blank. What is this? Define. If not sentence, return. This seems awful. This person is also in desperate need of a regular expression to solve their life problems. Seems like a fucking nightmare. What about this guy? Kata Day 52. Your order, please. Blankety blankety blank. Level 6. Link to your order, please. Here's the link to the code. This Kata asks us to sort the string and the number inside, blankety blankety blank, and at the end we merge the answer with the space delimiter, and yeah, mention stuff and such and stuff. Yeah, man, you're a rock star. You're a rock star. Way to go. Good times. About Varun up and hey? Sure. Let's check out their code. Oh, soul crushing. Not cool. Not cool. Let's look for stuff. We're gonna go with this. Ta-da! B-D-D-D-D-D. And really, all we need is this middle section. Like, we could do sorted and join. Or something. Sorted and join, or... You know what, yeah, just bring it all. Bring all the noise. Because they've got their variables, which are different than ours. Let's do yet another commented out section. Comment. And comment. Nope, that's wrong. And let's also, for good measure, just take the whole thing, function included. From 75. Ta-da! Now, if this works, which I'm assuming it will, we can maybe swap out our variables just for good measure. But let's run it. Ta-da! Be-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Now, what did we have comparatively? I don't necessarily want to get rid of this. In fact, I don't really want to get much of this. I do want to get rid of this noise, though. We can leave the fact that we had 5 and we were unsure of where to go. Nonsense. And let's bring theirs up a little bit higher. Cut. We will set it here. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so we know that works. The thing we want to try now is swapping out our words for theirs. We don't need this. We can get rid of the comment. And we can get rid of this comment. Ta-da! Now, we were using words array. Word array. First, let's move this above. Cut. Paste. Split. Let's call it variable. And let's also add a little bit of space between sorted. We can give this a semicolon. We've got 1 for loop, 2 if sorted. Fair enough. From here, let's go ahead and take what were we actually doing? No, we want to take ours. We're actually going to adjust theirs with ours because, frankly, we're exhausted. So, copy words.split. We're even going to do double quotes. So, all splits must die. Split there. Well, let's do this. Word array, ta-da, and let's do split 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Variable length, split dot length, which will be word array, split blank, split blah, split blah, and split blah. Those will all change to word array. Ta-da! So word array dot split followed by new array or sorted array. What do we want to call it? We'll call it, we can call it sorted array. Sorted works. So is that's just 2. Array and array. Yard, matey. Okay, so from here we've got for I, length equals word length. I will be less than length, I plus plus. Is that really necessary? Why isn't I just less than word array dot length, right? We'll leave it for now, but I think that's stupid. I'm sure it's important. I'm sure it's beneficial, but it's just frustrating because I've only ever seen the two semicolons in a for loop. So I don't know why the deuce they're mixing it up on us. Something about something. So here we're also going to change S's to J's. That's right. S's go to J's. So S to JS, 1, 2, and 3 to J. I know that doesn't change anything for anyone, but it helps me feel better about it. Copy 1, 2, 3, 4. J. Okay. I find this so weird. Length equals word array dot length. I will be less than length. It's not necessary. I know it's not necessary. And I'm an idiot. So the fact that I know, that's gotta say something. Anyways, if not is not a number, word array I, character J. So word array I, the word as a whole, at character J, so a specific character inside of I is not a number. So this is not a number. It's confirming that's not a number. S is not a number. H is not a number. However, if it's not that, so if it's not a number, so if it is a number, push that through. We will take sorted array and we're going to parse int, so that will be word array I, which is a whole word, at character J, at a specific character like I or E or 4, 10. I forget what that's an optional value of sorts, having the comma thing. But aside from that, oh, you know what? It's probably base 10. Yeah, parse int base 10. That's what I believe that is. So that's also not necessary. I don't believe that's necessary. I think it defaults to that. But either way, actually, I'm not sure if it defaults that. Whatever. So base 10, that's probably what that is. They're going to -1. So whatever that number is, because after the two for loops, only numbers will survive. So we're going to have our array with 2 or 1 or 4 or 3 left. And we're going to have that left over. which is a base 10 value, and we're going to subtract 1 from it, and that will equal word array I. Now, where does that go? Word array I. That's weird that they have the word array I. I figured they would have just pushed it somewhere and then sorted array, and then in the end, they'll simply be joining it. I mean, I can see that they're going through and stripping everything out. The sorted, see, they've just got sorted in brackets, which is strange to me, because they've already got the holders here. I feel like the brackets are just an extended version of an equals sign, and they're saying that this is what they want to happen inside of sorted. Unless I totally missed something. I'm a little fuzzy on parse int, but let's try and run this. Let's comment out what we had before. Let's run this once again. Still a success. Let's also make this normal. I mean, what the hell? Copy length. Word array dot length. Not that difficult. No need for all of this. Get rid of length. Yeah, that's just noise and confusion. Word array I dot length. Copy. There's that. Okay. There's no S length, no length anywhere else. It's just exactly this. Alright. Let's try running it once more. Ta-da! Okay, I think I can actually live with this. Let's try attempting. Hot damn, it works. This is a test. For the good of the people, what shall we do with a drunken sailor, an empty string, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a smattering of other tests as well. Oh, holy hell, we finally made it out of that nightmare alive. Let's go ahead and we can clear out this noise. Thank God we survived. Let's submit our attempt once more, submit it as our final, see what the cool kids had to suggest, and we can finally power down the stream. Thank God we survived. It only took freaking forever. But we lived. We lived. So let's see what they ended up. Yeah, look at that. Regular matching. That's where it's at. I knew we should have used regular expressions. So they ended up doing words.split, which is what we did. And then the sort function, a minus b, I looked into using sort as well, but the difference from there is they did match for numbers minus that, and then they just simply join them. So I just made it way more complex than needed to be. I totally let it get so far out of my control. Interesting. All they wanted was numbers. So return only numbers, and it would have just filtered all that noise right out of there. Function order, words.split, sort comparator dot join, function yet again, word and next word, and they would match regular with the following. this is closer to what we did. So that's first, second, okay, third, I can live with third. Variable array, words dot split, exactly what we had. Hey, sorted array, that's what we called it, minus the extra letters at the end. I0, array length, plus plus. We even had J's. Look at that. Hashtag JLife. Now, their if is so much more succinct than what the answer we stumbled across. Array J, index of I, greater than or equal to 0. And then sorted array pushes array J. Okay, and then they're joining, just like we had. So the if and what it's actually executing is slightly different syntactically, if you will, than what we have, but overall very similar. Hey, Matt Gaming, didn't even notice you there. Hopefully you're doing well. We are coming to the end of our nightmare. Lucky for you, you missed the majority of it. Yeah, you'd think you'd want to be here. No, it was brutal. It was quite hellish. But what's up to you, sir? Hopefully your night's going well. Matt Gaming, instead of using a bunch of for loops, start using the map method. I agree. We actually used the map method last night to solve one of our Arcadas. It was not in tandem with a regular expression, which we probably should have done to make it a lot cleaner, but we did get to use the map method yesterday. Matt Gaming, much cleaner and better. Agreed, definitely. Oh yeah, no, we're aware of all the better context, or better formatting, if you will. What's the phrase I'm looking for? Yeah, we'll go with formatting. But it's wrapping my mind around this. It's a lot of, I can see what mine was. This makes sense. I look at it and I go, oh, all this is flowing downhill, like so. All of this means something to me. But when I see this, it's like a car crash. One car hitting the front end, the back end of another. Boom, 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 boom. It's just sadness. It's a sadness train. Mad. And it hurts. I mean, looking at each piece, I get it. They're matching word A, any digits that are greater than, things that match with word B that are all digits, and then they're joining, but it doesn't feel right still. Not yet. It's been 238 days. It should feel right, and I agree with you on that. It should feel right after 238 days, but it doesn't feel right to Steven. At least not yet. Anywho, in the meantime, lots of good, interesting answers. Yeah, our hunch for what the regular expression should have looked like, pretty similar to this. I was kind of guessing in my mind that it would have looked something like that, and this is pretty straightforward. That's not the hilarious one-liner that we were just looking at down below. Eventually, I would like to be like this person. Guy, gal, madam, robot, whatever they are, one day. But all in good time, I suppose. Let's go ahead and see where we stand on our profile. And we can back out of the string. Wow, 50% of the way through level 6. And we've skipped quite a few. Nearly every day we've dropped down one. Although, you know what? Today we didn't skip. But that means we should come back to CODEWARS and fill in those holes for the fundamentals of level 6. We should definitely do that. In the meantime, we are closing out of all this noise. Good times. Thank you again to anyone and everyone who may have stopped by to view the stream. Even if you stumbled in here by accident, any and all views are greatly appreciated. Today we had Matt Gaming towards the end. So that was cool. Tons of fun. Thank you for stopping by. We are going to stop the stream. Day 238 comes to an end. The adventure continues tomorrow with day 239. In the meantime, are you sure you want to stop the stream? Hell yeah. Kill it.